How's it going, everyone? We're here to check out this next week of top skins. Starting off, we're going to start right with my personal top 10. Jumping into that, we've got the Luchador set by Raph. And yeah, it's just a balaclava and hide poncho made to look like a cape. But they're just really fun, and it's just one of those things that Russ just has a lot of room for fun stuff. Next up, we've got the Forest Raiders small box, and this is just one that makes a lot of sense because it is a little camo small box. It's military-esque. It's just one of those things that really fits in, and I think that this would please a lot of people if it made its way into the shop. Moving on, we've got a continuation with the military set. Yes, that age-old set with the furnace. So this is a no-brainer. Military set still holds quite a bit of value on most pieces, even the really ancient ones, and this is just a really nice military-themed furnace. Next, we have the Harbor Seal door. Everyone loved The Rock, and I had lots of different comments, all the way from threats to promises of kisses, if I included this in my list. So I don't want any of those things, and please don't come through with any of the threats, but there's the seal door in all its cuteness. Then next over here we have the lined sheet metal door. It has two different versions, one's with and without transparency. As you see, the transparency are these two little holes. Top one doesn't really do too much for you, but this one is definitely one you can kind of crouch and see through, for sure. It just has a very nice sculpted multiple layers to it. It definitely pops and just looks really good with the geometric design they did. Last but not least, for our deployables in my top 10, it's going to be the Moon Impact Garage Door by Zimic, and this thing is just absolutely gorgeous. There's lots of detail to the rust on the rivets, the cracks in the cement, the rusty rebar, and then you've got this moon, and it just all together is very stunning. If we go ahead and kill the lights, you'll also see that it has a very, very cool glow that I think a lot of people would like. It doesn't really go onto the roller, unfortunately, but still, very beautiful door. Then, of course, we have the glow on the lines door. Then with the furnace, it does have like the grills, so you can actually see the light kind of faintly coming through the grills in the sides and the top. And that does it for our glow. Alright, next we've got our weapons for you, and the first one here is going to be the Piercer Hunting Bow by Kivahu. And as you can see, it just has a lot of nice detail to it. It's one of those kind of earthy looking bows. It really looks like someone, modern sculpted it. It has a veneer wood over the top of it. It has lots of little fancy details to it, but it still looks handcrafted. Moving on, we've got another wooden surprise for you with the Wooden Craft SMG by Del Raleigh. And yeah, as you can see, the whole thing looks like wood with bark, and it's literally just a wooden SMG. It's a nice little novel idea. Aiming down the sights, you do have wood on wood, and there's that reload. Next, we've got continuation in the Deep Sea set by Rob Starr. And as you can see, it has all the same beautiful details as the rest of the set, all the way from barnacles to sea stars clinging on it, and then you've got an actual octopus inside. You can see there's its eyes and face, and then some of the tentacles coming out of the side holes right there. Definitely very cool little detail. And it has bronze on rusty sights for you there. Last for our top 10, we have an AR for you. It is the Stained Glass AR, and this is just absolutely beautiful. The stained glass design is done so well. It really does look like stained glass panels. Lots of really nice kind of dark colors that pop well. And then when you aim down the sights, you have a red tip and a beautiful blood red rose. Almost ruby red rose, I would say, actually. Right there in front of you. But that does it for the top 10. Let's check out the rest of the awesome skins this week. Alright, so jumping into the rest of the stuff for our clothing, we've got a Continuing the Gold Chains set for you with this crazy burlap head wrap. It actually gives you, like, gold chain dreads. And, yeah, I think that's kind of cool. And it continues, of course, with the tiger print. And then down here, you've got these solid gold boots going on, and there is one issue here. The gold, fine gold and stuff is written backwards because the shoes mirror each other, so you can't really put text on boots. So maybe the best solution is just do one without text, because yeah, Hulk has never wanted to put in upside down text. He's even had me ask people to make alt versions before, so that's something to keep in mind right there. Next up, we've got bandana and poncho for you. It's the lizard bandana and poncho to be specific. And yeah, it just has this cool, really well done lizard kind of scaly skin. I like the little slit for the like breathing and then the little lizard nostrils. They just did a really good job on this. It definitely looks like it was made out of reptile hide. Moving on to hoodies and pants, we have the Tactical Cute set by Mishka. And as you can see, it has like a tactical kind of camo, urban camo look, but it's all pink. And, well, I mean, there's some white and black in there, but yeah, there you go. It's definitely very bright, but there's definitely people in Rust that don't mind for that, so this would be right up their alley. Our next hoodie and pants set for you is going to be the Insectoid set by Kit, and it looks like another attempt at making kind of creepy bug carapace kind of set, and you've got these... It almost looks like the face of a praying mantis with arms, but it's also just kind of like a chest carapace, and those are extra, like, legs or something. They did a good job of making this look very creepy, especially with the creature's face on there. I don't know what it is. Is it an alien? Is it a spider? Is it a cockroach? It's probably all of them. Our next hoodie and pants set is cheesy, and, well, that's because it's the Cheese hoodie and pants by Lifer. And as you can see right here, it just looks like a bunch of cheddar. I mean, that's exactly what it is. And there's not much more to it. Next up, we have Tank Armor version 2. And as you can see, it's been updated. I think a little bit of the rust has been removed. And also, I'd say the metals are updated a little bit. Either that or maybe they fixed PBR. I'm not sure. It just has a little more of a shine to it. Looks a little better like the other accepted pieces. So, hey, maybe this will have a chance. I know a lot of people liked it for the fact that it blends in camo-wise for a lot of places. And, well, it's just rusty. So there we have that. Also, the bright red button isn't as bright. I mean, it's still red, but it could still blend in. It's not as shiny, I think, as it was before, but that might just be me. Next up, we have the Concrete set version 2 with the face mask and chest piece by Fresh. As you can see, they've beautifully sculpted it. The rebar poking through the cracks and everything. Then you've got the corrugated steel and more rebar for the straps. Man, that really would not be comfortable. Hey, you're already carrying around slabs of concrete on you, so you must be a beast, right? Definitely very, very rusty set. Last but not least, we have a continuation in Jimmy Tedeschi's Blackstone set with version 2 of the high-qual chest and mask. And I don't think too much has changed. I feel like the strap on the head maybe has, but otherwise it pretty much looks about the same. It's been some while, and the last time it got overlooked, so hey, here it is again. Maybe it will have a chance. Moving on to deployables for this week, we've got the Frontier sleeping bag, and this definitely matches all of the Frontier stuff really well. There's bits of animal bone, it's all made up with nice tanned leather. You even have a little raccoon tail hanging out right there. Moving on to our boxes for this week, we have quite a few, and the first one here is going to be the Charger Wood box. As you can see, the whole thing just looks like it is lit up with electricity. Moving on, we've got another something that looks like some electronics, but is actually a small box, and it is a microwave. Simply the microwave box by Oasis. Then over here, we've got the mailbox wood storage box. And as you can see, it looks like the ammo box that is used for the mailbox in Rust. Moving on to our large boxes, we've got a continuation with the Oasis set with the large box. Has the same beautiful carving and detail and glow that you expect from it. Then we have a continuation with the Neon Bismuth set with its large box here. Moving on, we do have a single furnace besides the other one we showed you earlier, the Fiend by GBG. Does seem like a little bit of miss with some of these scary skins since we just had Halloween, but hey, who knows. Moving on, we do have a unique little rug for you, as I almost lost my words there, the Tactile Paving. Definitely a cool little thing. You can make those kind of like, you know, paving grips that you may see on roads or in construction areas. I think some people would love using that. Then over here we are moving on to doors with some wood ones. The Neanderthal wooden door is going to be our first one up. As you can see, it has the same little cave drawings, handprints, and pieces of cloth. Then moving on, we have ourselves the not friendly wooden door. Then our next wooden door is going to be the container wooden door, where it just kind of looks like wooden box containers. Moving on to sheet metal, we have the Rivers of Lava metal door, titanium sheet metal door, cartoon door, turbo sheet metal door, and there are two versions, one with and without transparency. You can see the transparency is like this broken up mesh. Then we have ourselves the True Light metal door, which comes in a glow and a non-glow. See a little hazmat guy. It's, yep. Then moving along here, we have the House of Chaos sheet metal door. There's two versions, one with and without transparency. As you can see, the transparency is the mesh here up at the top. Then we've got another spooky kind of door with the Hellborn metal door with some kind of Eye of Sauron Cthulhu thing going on. Moving to double sheets, we've got the Greening Area double sheet metal door first up. Then the Neon Way sheet metal door. And Neon Dragon Gate. And lastly, version 3 of Cats and Dogs double door. So it looks like they ditched the pink color, went with more of like a concrete or cement look to it. We'll see if maybe that helps them out for version 3. Moving on to our garage doors, we do have some beautifully sculpted stuff for you. First up is going to be the Junk Metal garage door, which you can see does have transparency in multiple little areas, as you can kind of see through past the piping. Then over here we've got a continuation with the Tier 3 set by Lodi with the garage door. And we have the Blueprint garage door by Jessen to finish it out. So let's kill the lights and take a look at our glows. Definitely love the ambiance from the lamp on that one there. I love the lighting on the cartoon door too. Really emphasizes the kind of bend. Titanium door has a very cool glow as well. Not friendly. Check out both sides. Then we can cruise on down to our furnace. Our boxes. And one last, the small box right here. All right, let's move on to our tools and weapons. And first up, we've got a hammer for you. It's called the Death Judge. As you can see, it definitely has a very kind of dark feel to it. Then moving on, we have a rock for you. Pretty simple idea. It's simply a frozen rock. Just a chunk of ice, and it's slimy looking, sheening wetness. Then next up, we've got some stone tools for you with the Frontiersman stone hatchet and pickaxe. Then moving on, our next set of tools is going to be the boom set. And the only problem with this is boom is only okay on one side. It's upside down on this one. So again, the hatchet is one of those things where it reverses the image. So they're gonna have to probably remove the boom from there or something. I'm not entirely sure how they can fix that one. Next up, we have the pickaxe, and well, the pickaxe actually seems to say boom correctly on both sides, as far as I can tell. So hey, there's that. Moving on to our guns, we've got continuation in the MK Ultra set with the Pumpy, and we don't get pump shotguns too often, so hey, maybe that would be a nice plus. Aiming down the sides, you've got the big MK Ultra there and a red tip. Moving on to our pistols, we've got the Cosmic Flutter revolver. Beautiful kind of design with stars and butterflies and everything. Aiming down the sides, you do have just plain blue sights, a little bit of sheen of purple there. Moving on, we have the Reflection Sap for you. As you can see, it has like a little bit of a tempered look to it, but mostly it's kind of a silvery chrome design. Aiming down the sights here, it's just kind of silver on silver. Next, we've got the heated titanium sap, and this one has a very kind of Damascus tempered mixed kind of design to it. Might be a little bit too plain otherwise. I mean, it's pretty much just the top slide, and that's about it. So there is, however, a nice yellow tip, or almost golden tip, to the sight there. Moving on to SMGs, we've got the Speed Rage Thompson for you, a continuation in the Speed Rage set. Again, a very simplistic set, pretty much just with some, green line design here and there, and the rest is kind of a solid color of a kind of sheeny, I would say, onyx kind of color. Aiming down the sights here, you do have a nice green aqua tip. Does not glow, however. Then our next Thompson is the Serenity Thompson by Little Ranger. As you can see, it has that very kind of cherry blossom and Japanese theme. There's a little dragon even. Kind of looks at first kind of just like wisps, but then you can see it. Some gold adornment here and there. Aiming down the sights, you can see that's kind of that marble with the gold for the tip. Next up, we have an MP5 for you, and it is the Retro MP5. And as you can see, the whole thing just really looks like it's from an older version, from an older game. I think they did a good job on that. At first, I thought they messed up, and it was just a really bad paint job. But then you can actually see they've done it on purpose. Now, I don't know. How do you guys feel about this look? Does it look too much like an old skin, or is this something you could dig? Moving on to rifles, we've got the Neon Rain SAR for you, and it's just got color splotches, and then there's eyes hidden in there. Whole thing is really trippy. It almost looks out of focus, but then it focuses when you focus, and yep, it's just a trippy art design. Aiming down the sights here, you do have what look like glow sights, but they are just red and white dots. Moving on to our ARs for the week, we've got the AK-47 Inferno for you with this crazy kind of like demon skull on the side going on. Then we've got some more right here for you. It actually all looks like it glows, but it does not. Next up, we've got the Salazar AR. And yeah, this thing kind of at first looks like it's maybe like obsidian stone, but then you realize it's kind of like a shiny reptile scale kind of thing going on. There's some snake skin on the grip. It's definitely a very interesting looking design. Aiming down the sights, you'd have very, very, very red. And then you can see there's a little bit of a tempered kind of oil slick effect there as well. Then moving on to our next one, we've got the Violet Fever AR for you. Comes in a stock and stockless version. It has that kind of like tempered look, but it also has more of like a rough kind of sprayed look to it. Aiming down the sights here, you can see it shines a little bit different purples depending on how the light hits it there. Next AR is going to be the Replica AR by 9K, and as you can see, it just kind of looks like a forged iron version of the current AR. There's a little bit of a rope down on there. It's just 54, and it's more like strapping, I guess. And then as you aim down the sights, you can see it's a little bit lighter silver, a little bit of that dark black paint is kind of not there for the tips, but not too much differentiation right there. Last but not least, for our rifles, we have the Karakut LR300. As you can see, it has like skulls and red paint, and it just has a kind of like punkish, hand-painted design to it. Very kind of apocalyptic look. Aiming down the sights here, you do have a red tip. And there's that reload. Last but not least, we do have a satchel charge for you, and it is the recycled hazmat set. And so yeah, the whole satchel charge looks like it's made out of an old Hazzy suit. You've got some very rusty bean cans there as well. So there we go. That's it, everyone. Sound off down in the comment section below which ones you're hoping will make it in this next week and why. Any kind of feedback you guys have, I'll try to get to the right people if it's not for me. As always, thanks for watching, and stay rusty.